Okay, so the thing is, if you're talking about common codes or, even navigations and coordinates, you are talking about, these type of things in these situations where it's talking about your vehicle or, the upkeep of your vehicle or your vehicle protection prices, which go on your car insurance. So, it's being able to, have more valuable essence towards car insurance, with it being a separate check from the vehicle payment. It's pretty much putting extra allowance on the payment, which nobody can actually pay if it's no need. So it's pretty much working with $50,000 instead of $5,000 allowance, which is more than enough, after 364 months of payments. That's already 19 months of payments already. And, nobody knows that in 2006 to 2012. And, it's pretty much as we get more towards knowing more about holiday seasons and, more about the sales that go on at holiday seasons. We get clearance sales with that, and that's pretty much where you're working with the higher privileged clearance sales, which go to higher society, higher honor society people, and higher society people within $90,000 to $80,000 ratings and higher. So it's pretty much who uses this, and this is part of process of elimination as well. So it's pretty much where you're using 376 meals to make more for 4210 meals, and understanding more about the sufficiency that holds up the healthy fullness of the advertisement. So that's being able to use different components to promote more better production rates at the time. So that's pretty much where you're using a positive production rate of how you use process of elimination and separation of powers and Bill of Rights at the time, which is how you use your Declaration of Independence at the time. So other than that, you're working with 624 dimes. How can you transport those 624 dimes into 30 dimes a 10? So that's pretty much where you want to be able to use 30 dimes a 10, and be able to fill that 10 up with at least 40 minutes of access of how you create W4s, and get more towards the job description of the subscription. So it's being able to look at EcoHerb 747 and looking at process of elimination as one of the head chapters of the season, and being able to know more about cancellation and processing, and doing the distribution of trade systems. So it's being able to know more about ADP or PFG or McLean or even ABF at the time. So it's pretty much where you're looking at those three trucks, and being able to process 10,000 out of those three trucks is pretty much where you're going through on a game striving look of Max Preps, Dave Campbell's, and Comcast, to be exact, as you look at more individuals of the ingredients that goes into the specifications of the arts in Austin AISD or ACC, or at any other college in Texas, in the state of Texas. So I was just pretty much looking at the school board of education, and looking at more of the um, Yeah, so it's just pretty much just the school board of education that you're looking at. So it's pretty much as you run different recreational counties on the T, you find out bigger tournaments. This could be a tournament at the time. So that's pretty much where you're doing three different courses. Where you're doing three different courses to make one different optical difference toward making a greater championship for yourself. So it's just starting 1960s to 2040, and it's pretty much where you're using a bigger grade of your 2024 analysis and going to 2032 as you go from Easter to Thanksgiving to Christmas, and being able to use more platinum software data towards downloading newer subscriptions and previews towards specifications of the local area that you want to be in, and the local midpoint that you want to conspire about. That's a look of three different tones: red, green, and blue. You have three different options of what you like to communicate on. So just working on city communications. So it's pretty much where it's another type of transportation, or another LCRA, or another Austin Energy, or another City of Austin Aquatics. So it's pretty much where you're working with that detail. And this is just looking at different specifications of subscriptions in the following scholarships and tax references. So it's pretty much where you're working on 983% of the situation being paid for. You just gotta be 25% more paid for it to be a full payment, as far as it being July to September 18th of 2025. So it's pretty much where you're working to boost up the profits of a sustained character at the time. So that's pretty much where you're working with having the right detail, and being able to promote better advantages of character at the time. Is pretty much where you start in 98,000 from 9,800, and using 98,980 to in tax deficits to get that. And it's pretty much where you just causing problem. You just being able to cause problems by situations, as far as being a parking attendant, or in that area, being able to mark different parking regulations. How you park and regulate. Any type of regulation would be $980. And it's pretty much where you're using more towards the advantage of knowing your home unity, or your community unity, and being able to know your public unity as well. So it's pretty much where we want to be able to gain a sense of unity within these industries, and be able to gain that within Google Infomark, of Frost Interscopes, of Suddenlink, and be able to understand more about the local towns that you know of in the area that have these types of awareness and notifications. And so it's just working with Proposition F451 and its subscriptions of its local previews of town. So it's pretty much working with 4669972 penal code. So it's pretty much where you're earning a landscaping area, and being able to hang out in your public hotspot areas when you need to go to picnics or reunions. So you just hang out in your public spot, and that's just been a thing since 2008. So it's pretty much me getting my point across and understanding more about 8:27:49 p.m. So it's pretty much where we start to represent this type of decline So, that's pretty much where you're looking at life trials. Life is full of trials and errors and declines and exceptions. You just got to know how to use it and where to take advantage at. So, that's pretty much where you got like three options. Objective, and being able to use at least three is pretty much where you want to be able to use. In three scenes is where you want to be able to use at least one objective at. So it's pretty much where you're using that. Other than that, you got Catfish Industries in here on production, on service production, and that's pretty much being able to support a big meal as well. So that's like 763 different components that go into a compounding Catfish Industries that make the representation of my profile more political towards my statistics. So that's able to use more for the representation of trans tax being developed for my propositions and my groups and my companies as I promote more for that type of industry at that time. Since it's not Shortstop, Subway, Papa John's, since it's not another company, it has its own variety of decency after 1987. So it's pretty much where you're using more towards world history and using it towards social studies and towards chemistry as well. So you gain a common attribute of different areas of the industry that gives you more of a atmospheric guess for yourself. So it's pretty much looking at MSN details. So it's being able to know more about MSN and providing MSN with a little more detail than usual, and giving them a 3.1 situation in conflict. So it's pretty much as you give them that, and that's pretty much the crop of the day. You're able to figure out situations like that. So it's pretty much where you figuring out your own trivia math, and getting processing done as well. That's about 977 different hundreds to get being transitioned, all day, every day, 98,843 times for 983 months from 2013 to 2022. So that's pretty much as you paying your whole profitization of how you register your operations. So that's already been here since 2021. So that's pretty much working with one factory of vehicles already. So it's pretty much Z71 and Tahoe and Impala Premier and you just got to make sure you're getting a more corrected year at the time. Is more than a 2012 at that time. So right now you're working with your automotive services, and your automotive services are at least 2016 to 2022, and that's pretty much where you want to be able to get the newest vehicle availed for the most prominent activity that gets added, and the newer employee gets the newest car, and that's pretty much where you want to use the free enterprise program from then, be able to get whatever you need, and be able to keep pushing your way so you can have a better day in your hours. So it's pretty much as we use a little bit of faithful strides in church to have a little praise and grace at the time. So it's pretty much as we use more towards having faithful strides at the time. So that's pretty much as you're working on progress of processing, and having more towards community share at the time. So that's pretty much as you sharing $300 in 20s, and being able to know more about the common economies in 2686, where you're working on distance more often than anything. So it's pretty much where you gotta be able to have a little money in your pocket towards getting, what you want and how you need it. So that's pretty much what we're learning in 2016 of being 18 years old, and just working on different careers at the time. So it's pretty much as you working with different coordinates, and quadratics of 367 acres. So it's pretty much working with EcoHerb 747, yellow, blue, and green tyrannies. So it's pretty much as you starting to look into the Texas government atmospheres, and understanding more about ABIA and Prospect and Enterprise holdings as well. So you can have more of your present activity happening, and you're more involved in your urban economy, whether you're paying insurance or not. You have a driver's license, you have your